Welcome to Envisioned Broadcasting. Envisioned Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success. An affiliate of Direct Impact Broadcasting and Creative Broadcasting, presenting the EmPower Hour with Jaresha, a show that shares the stories behind the journeys of leaders, influencers, and motivators. The EmPower Hour with Jaresha begins now.
Welcome to EmPower Hour with Jaresha. I am your host, Jaresha Moore. A little bit about myself. I am a best-selling author with over 18 years of combined experience in education, finance, healthcare, business management, and development. Owner and founder of EmPower on Purpose, LLC, where we provide personal and professional coaching and consulting services. Certified coach, speaker, and trainer with the John Maxwell team, and owner of Envisioned Broadcasting radio station. Before I introduce my guest this evening, I just want to take time to say my thoughts and prayers are with the communities in the Dayton, Ohio area who were impacted by the tornadoes last week. I was able to go out into the community with my church and help those who were in need in the community. When I tell you the experience was so very emotional. It was one thing to see it on television, but when you are actually walking down the street and seeing all the damage up close, you can't help but get so emotional. My heart is still hurting for the community and for friends and loved ones that were impacted by the tornadoes and, truly lost everything. I will say that despite all of the devastation, Dayton remains strong. There has been such an outpouring of love, support, and unity among all the communities from all of the Dayton area, the Cincinnati area, Columbus, and many other areas. It's such a long road to rebuild the communities, so I ask that you please keep Dayton in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you. So this week's empowerment quote is, "There is no limit to what we as women can accomplish," by Michelle Obama. This quote is very personal to me because as a single mom, society said I would never accomplish all that I have accomplished as a woman and as a single mom. However, I recognized at a very young age that nothing or no one would hold me back from accomplishing my dreams. I think when we put limits on ourselves, we truly are telling ourselves that we can't be, do, or have more in life. So when you stop putting limits on yourself, big transformations begin to happen. And remember, you are your only limit. So without further delay, today my special guest is Kimbra Owens. A little bit about Kimbra. Kimbra Owens is the passive income diva, an author, speaker, and coach, business builder, and passive income coach, and who they call the Diva Coach, is 44 years old and has been in business for several years. Kimbra is the author of her first book called Slay Your Content, which she gives tips to those on how to create effective content in all business formats, from selling plus size clothing slots on eBay to running multiple businesses online. She has had her fair share on disappointments. Kimbra now coaches and empowers business owners to level up their empire with digital products. In lieu of this, Kimbra has started a brand new live broadcast show and podcast called Morning Business Run with Kimbra. The show includes business talk in the morning on business building and passive income with special guest entrepreneurs on each week. When asked what gives Kimbra the drive to be in business, she says, "It's a God-given passion, and this is definitely something I would do, paid or not, and that's what makes the difference." Kimbra shares that her very first online passive income stream was selling on eBay. This was almost 13 years ago, to be exact, and even then she was always looking for ways to bring in extra cash. Kimbra was on disability and suffered from an illness called lupus and nearly died twice from complications. Because of this, she felt limited in where she couldn't earn what she wanted to, but would find a way to earn something. After doing her own research, she found that she could make additional money without jeopardizing her disability check. For as long as Kimbra could remember, she was always able to make extra coins easily and effectively. It is now her mission to impact businesses on increasing their visibility and brand. Welcome, Kimbra. How are you this evening?
Thank you. I am blessed. How are you?
I am blessed as well. I'm so excited to have you on the show, and I'm excited for you to share your journey, your growth journey with the listeners. I'm just really excited to have you here tonight. So let's go ahead and dive right in to learn more about your journey. I love how you call yourself the Passion Income Diva Coach. Tell us more about what that entails.
Well, all my life I have been what is known as a diva. And for those of your listeners that don't know what we call a diva, we call someone who is, I guess, self-titled, sophisticated, and, you know, just a diva. Like to be glamorous and different things like that. And so I've been called a diva all my life. So I thought I would just kind of bring it into my business because, you know, I think it's very important that we continue to be ourselves, even in business, and not try to change who we are as a person. And I think a lot of times business owners, they can't find their identity in business because they feel like people won't accept them, people won't like them because they may be weird or they may be a diva, quote unquote. But the good thing is there are people out there that would be attracted to you. There are people that are assigned to you. And so no matter what your personality is like, what your build is like, those people will still be attracted to who you are.
Absolutely. That's awesome. I like how you've mentioned that, you know, you don't want to change who you are. I think that's so important aspect of not just our personal, but, you know, professionally from a career standpoint. So I really think that, you know, speaks volumes to, you know, being that diva. That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about books. You have a book called Slay Your Content. Can you share more about the book and what inspired you to write it?
Well, a lot of the business owner and a lot of clients, past and present, that I've come across in my years of business is they don't know what to write. They don't know what type of content that will attract their ideal clients. And so I put together this book, and actually it's a book of tips. So it's not, I guess, your average written book, not really storytelling or anything like that, but it's a book of tips, 70 tips that I give for people who want to create videos, if you want to write blog posts, if you want to write articles, and that just basically tips on different formatting. And then I accompany that book with what is called expert content videos. So for those tips that I give you, we reference it with some actual visuals. So to show you actually how to create a book and how to create a podcast and articles and different things like that. So I just thought it was very important because, again, they don't know what to write. They don't know, how to put their thoughts together. So it kind of gives them an outline on, how they should get started.
Awesome. So you said it's 70 tips.
Yes.
That's amazing. I'll tell you that, when I first started my business, I definitely could say that I had no idea what kind of content I wanted to put out there. I didn't have an outline to really follow. It was just through, almost like trial and error. It's, just putting it out there and, doing my own research. So I can definitely see how having those tips would be, extremely helpful for those that are, are just starting out, or those that have been in business for a while that are looking to, really put out, really good content and, would just help with an overall outline for, what to really put out there, on social media or like you mentioned as far as having, those videos.
Right. And like you, I had no one. I did, back then when I first started, they didn't have what you call coaches or mentors. We didn't even have the internet, really, other than eBay, And so, I didn't, we didn't have people that could just kind of offer these things. It's, again, everything is trial and error. So I use my trial and error expert tips to help someone else so they don't have to go through what I went through, with searching everything. And, even back then, Google wasn't even a big thing. So, we've come a long way with the World Wide Web and getting information literally right at our fingertips.
Absolutely, which I think is amazing, that we can, get that information. And it's so helpful. As I mentioned, It would have been, truly helpful to have something like that when I started out. But my thing was I had no idea, so it was like, okay, I know I wanted to create the content, but I had no idea where to start. And so it sounds like you've provided, not just an outline, but like a roadmap to really help those, with achieving great content for, for their website, for their, for their brand. And that is awesome and extremely helpful for, for those business owners. And
I started off as a, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say I started off as a blogger. So that was the very first thing other than selling on eBay. That was the very first thing I started doing. And so because I love to write, when I was in college, I loved to write and write papers and, do research. So that was my thing. So, that was another way that I found out through research that I could actually make money, through affiliate, sales or what have you. So that was my very first, I guess, stepping stone outside of eBay. And, and so, with blogging, you do have to come up with your own content. You do your research, you get the, the details and everything, and you have to kind of, put everything together, So, I just thought, and so it's just kind of like my other businesses kind of stem from that. And so, being able to provide your audience with good content on what they're looking for is really essential into how your business grows.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what about this live broadcast show that you started called the Morning Business Run? Can you share more about that with the listeners?
Sure. Actually, it's a new show. I started that show back in February. And the concept of the show is, every day we have to do something that helps us business-wise and personal-wise. And some people meditate, some people pray, some people even run. And because I don't run, I wanted to give my tips and help someone that, need tips and tricks on growing their business, learning how to make passive income. And so that's my contribution to the mornings to help someone start their day with encouragement as well. And so that was really the concept behind the Morning Business Run with Kimbra. We kind of started off one way and we're shifting in another way because one of the things that I really encourage people to do is invest in a coach or a mentor. And so I am in a coach right now. I'm in a coaching program right now where I get coaching from my mentor, Shamika Tankerson, and she's absolutely wonderful. And and so in being in the coaching, it's just kind of like helping me focus a little more, honing in on what my skill really is. So we're kind of shifting from helping all businesses to helping a particular avenue of a business, the passive income.
Absolutely.
Right, and affiliate marketing part of it. So the business has kind of shifted to that. Now, we still do have our different business owners of different niches come on every Thursday. And I really tell you, it blesses me every week because, we have different people come on and they all bring something to the dynamics of the show.
Absolutely.
And it is really awesome. It is really awesome. And so, that's pretty much what we've been doing. And so, we host on our business page, Generate Passive Income with Kimbra, and that is on Facebook. And we're going to be showing, I guess, reruns or encores or however you say it on my Instagram page, which is Passive Income with Kimbra. Yeah. So I'm really, really proud of it. I'm really proud of the direction it's going. Yeah.
It sounds awesome. I absolutely love the name.
Thank you.
It's nothing like starting your morning out right with insights and inspiration and business tips from, other entrepreneurs. There's, and I'm not sure who said it, but, if you win your day, or no, if you win your morning, you win your day. That's what it was. And I truly believe that it all starts with, what we do in the morning. So I think that's awesome.
Yes.
So let's talk more about the coaching track. What made you decide to become a coach, and if you can share a little bit more as far as how being a coach has truly impacted your life.
Well, I have a passion of teaching, and because I don't have that much patience, I don't teach kids, I teach adults. So I worked in corporate America as a corporate training specialist. So basically, I would train new hires, and I would go to all the different branches across the country and train new hires and cross-training, new system applications and different things like that. I really enjoyed it. And I also enjoyed meeting new people. So networking was just a part of me, just from the beginning. And so I wanted to still do that, but not really work for someone else. I wanted to do that, to build my brand, to build my legacy. Not only that, I have lupus, as you mentioned in my bio. And so, anybody know anything about lupus, it kind of gets worse as, the longer you have it. And so it was really getting to me. I've been sick, here and there, and sometimes almost to the fact where I can't even clench anything with my hands. And that's sometimes how bad it is. And so in working with passive income and coaching others, that's my story that really led me to do that. Because, you may not be able to work every day, and so if you have those sleep coin is what I call it. When you have sleep coin, you can kind of rely on that to help you, to continue to pay the bills and different things like that. So with that being my story, I, train and coach my clients on different aspects of passive income. And I also service network marketing, people who are in MLMs. We train them I call it a new age training on how to build your network and make sales without being salesy. Because the old way, they teach you to just write down all your family and friends, and next thing you know, you jeopardize all those relationships, and then once that's over, you have nobody else. Okay,
Absolutely.
So there is a way where you can, generate a new audience without even bothering your family, without even bothering your friends, and still make 5, 6, and 7 figures. I haven't made it as of yet, the 6 or 7 figures, but we're definitely heading there. And there's a way that it can be done. It is a way it can be done. And so I took the time to learn. And so now, I'm teaching others on how they can do it as well.
Which is amazing. I think that's awesome. You mentioned, one of the reasons was to be able to network. And I think it's so important, as a coach with connecting with others, not just clients, but, it's that saying that women, empower people, empower people. And that is so true. We all need each other. And just to be able to give that, that support to, each other and, having, clients that you can coach and, teach and, share your experience, your knowledge. I think it, truly speaks volumes, for what we're doing. So if
and I think it's an effective way of reaching people.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
It's an effective way of reaching people because they may share your story. You know, they may share whatever your background is and, you know, what you're going through. So if you can be transparent and let them know what your struggle is and how, you know, what it took for you to get to where you are, then that will inspire them to go ahead and take their path.
That's right. It's nothing like, you know, your story and your testimony. Absolutely.
Right.
And I want to just thank you for sharing, you know, the fact that you mentioned, and I mentioned as well, that you have lupus. I do have, you know, a couple of family members and friends that struggle with lupus, and I know it's extremely hard, as you mentioned, and they've had to make some significant lifestyle changes, you know, as far as health and all of that as well. And so I know you mentioned, you know, you like to have those sleep coins, and, you know, I completely agree, because I would encourage anyone, you know, to have those multiple streams of income and have that passive income to make money while you sleep. So could you tell us a little bit more about the types of clients that you work with?
Yes. You know, I work with those who are in network marketing, and I also work with people that just want to create additional streams of income. I think I'm echoing. Hold on one moment. Let me see. I hope that's better.
Yes.
Okay. I also work with people who just want to make additional streams of income. I get busy entrepreneurs that really they're just busy, and they may need something to actually be created for them. So we are also into creating digital products that can serve as passive income. We help people write books. We create digital courses, ebooks, lead magnets. I also incorporate using sales funnels for a lot of the clients that we have, and how they can benefit in using a sales funnel that actually speaks for them. So they don't have to, you know, be on the phone and, you know, really have to try to talk people into buying into their service, because the sales funnel will do all the work for them. And so we incorporate that, you know, into, you know, our clients as well, you know, for them to use sales funnels. And then sometimes we set it up for them as well. So we're kind of like a full service, you know, done for you, you know,
absolutely.
Might as well.
Yes. Because let me just say this, that, you know, as a business owner myself, and, you know, a lot of times as an entrepreneur, you wear so many different hats. You're trying to, you know, do the marketing. You're trying to, you know, along with that with the content and the brand. And there's so many different hats. And it's so nice to be able to, you know, work with someone else to say, okay, these are the different services we can offer. You know, this is how we can help you. And then you can pass that task over to someone else.
Yes.
I think that's awesome. Absolutely.
Yes. I think the biggest of my clients would be multi-level marketers, because there is a disconnect between a lot of their upline and what they were told versus the actual independent consultant. It's a very big disconnect, and so that's where I come in to show them a different way on how they can get their product out there without, you know, being salesy. Buy my product, you know, because it's about, you know, presenting valuable content, you know, and, you know, there's different steps that, you know, you want. And instead of trying to get everybody on your team, you want to pre-qualify these people, because you don't want them to join your team and then not make sales because you don't make money, you know. So, so you really got to be, you have to be strategic, and you have to be at a certain level to say, you know what, this is what I want, and this is all I'm going to accept. And if you stick to it, then you will get exactly what you want.
Absolutely.
And you won't have to really lower your standards for anyone. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's definitely good advice for, all of us, whether you're starting out or you've been in business for a while, to be able to, to follow. So what is one thing that you wish you had have known when you started out?
A lot of things. When you started early, I'm telling you, just about everything, I'm serious. Because again, back then when I started, they didn't have live broadcasting. You had to have all of this money for advertising, for television, or you would advertise in the phone book, or it's just all of these expensive things. But I wish that there was someone that we could go to, like a mentor that we can talk to. It'd have been nice back then if they had SCORE. I don't know if you ever heard of SCORE.
Yeah.
But SCORE is or a business organization where you can get free advice. And I would have even accepted that, Yeah. But they didn't have it. They didn't have it. So it's just, hindsight is 20/20.
That's right.
And I think everything happens for a reason. We have to go through trial and error in life, so why not trial and error in business?
Absolutely.
So we just kind of we learn from our mistakes, and we just keep moving. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's really all we can do. And I'm happy that you mentioned SCORE, because I'll tell you that when I started out, I was like, oh, it would be awesome if I did have a mentor and I was able to reach out to someone. And, the challenge that I kind of experienced was this person, was happy to meet with me, but he knew nothing. He's like, well, you're, trying to start a coaching business. I can offer as much as I can, but I really know, I'm not knowledgeable in that area. And so he was able to, refer me to someone else, which was nice. So SCORE is an awesome organization that helps businesses, entrepreneurs just starting out. I would definitely recommend that, if anyone's listening, to, reach out to your local SCORE chapter to gain or get as much information as you can.
Right. They have them in every state. And, they should have them in every city, but I know they have them in like every major city.
Absolutely.
So, it may be a 20, 30-minute drive, but it drives, but it's definitely worth it. They give you homework. They, tell you what to do next. They give you homework. You set your appointment. And, I mean, it's good. So when people are ready to really hone in and do what they need to do. But I also found out, too, that people don't like to do stuff for free. You got to charge them.
Yes.
If they, they don't like a free ride. You have to charge them in order for them to tell themselves that they're serious. So I don't know, but anyway, that's probably a whole nother broadcast.
Oh no. No, I completely agree. I completely agree with that. Yes.
Yes.
That has been my experience as well. So I know we just talked a little bit. We just talked a little bit about some of the challenges. But if you could, as a business owner, of course there are wins and there are successes, but there's also obstacles, challenges, disappointments, and hurdles. Can you share one of the challenges that you may have faced and how you overcame it with your business?
Well, of course, with my sickness, last year was a incredibly bad year health-wise for me. Just to kind of give you a little background about my illness, I was diagnosed in 95, and I was kind of in denial. No, I don't have this. I'm not taking meds. And so one morning in 1997, I woke up and I had a stroke, and that's because I did not take my medicine. So I almost died. I had to do physical therapy for about 6 months, because I couldn't use my arm and I was limping. And so, I just, it took 6 months for me to get my, as they call it, full range of motion back. So, just kind of fast forward, dealing with the lupus, sometimes you feel good, sometimes you feel bad. It's like the days vary. You don't even know how you're going to feel the next day that you wake up. So, you just hope and pray that, tomorrow is a good day. And so last year, one morning I woke up and I couldn't walk. And I was in pain from my neck all the way down to my feet. Wow. And the only way I could lay is on my back. And I didn't know what was happening to me. I knew I had lupus, but I had never had symptoms like this, And so I was like that for 3 months. I could not move.
Wow.
And it was a terrible thing. And at the time, I was actively working in my business. But the good thing about that is I had passive income in place. So I was able, PayPal was still sending me notifications,
That's right.
And so that was the good thing about that. Passive income, once you set it up in the beginning, you set it up and you leave it. And it's there. And you have, what I tell people, evergreen content. So let's say if you have a webinar, maybe talking about email marketing, okay? We know email marketing is not going to change. It is what it is. Right. And so when you have a webinar that you have playing on auto, and then you have an offer at the end of that webinar, and people decide to take you up on that offer, and you have an autoresponder that'll send that training to that person. You don't have to do anything with it once it's set up. So,
absolutely.
Although I had those trials and now I'm actually taking chemo now for the lupus because that's how bad it was. And so now I'm taking chemo once per month, and everything is good. I still have my bad days, but at least I can walk and I can function, as a single mom, because I have a son who was 12 years old. So things are good. But again, if I go down again and have those complications again, I have something in place where I can still pay my light bill. I can still eat, and different things. So, it is very important, for those of you who are listening, it is very, very important that you have something like an additional stream of income so that you can fall back on. And for a minute there, we were focusing on like cosmetologists and hairstylists and letting them know that it was important for them to have other things to present to their audience online, because it may come a day where you can't work 12 hours a day to do hair. What are you going to do then? So, it's very, very important in this day and age because everything is basically web-based. And so we have to get with the program as business owners, or we're going to be left out in the cold.
That's right.
And that's just the bottom line,
That's right. Like you said, we have to get with the program. So then we're creating that passive stream of income. How does one truly, get started with that? I know you mentioned, having those webinars and all of that, but how, if you know nothing about, creating a passive stream of income. I mean, some people don't even really know what that, a passive stream of income is. So how would you, what kind of tip would you give to, someone that is wanting to, really start out and create that passive stream of income?
Well, when I get people that come to me, I give them a couple of options because, of course, everybody may not have a budget to do any type of one-on-one coaching. I do have a Facebook group called 100 Ways to Make Passive Income. And in that group, I show people free ways, and some ways are like a small investment that you would make in order to generate passive income. And it's the type of income where you can really make really good money. I'm not talking about like $2 or $3, but I'm talking about you can make thousands of dollars by doing these things. But the first thing people need to realize is they need an audience. If you don't have anybody to sell to, you won't make any money. you know? So, and I think the problem is a lot of people don't think it's work at all, even though it's passive income. But what I explain to them is that you still have to work hard. But the difference between consulting and passive income is you do all the work in the beginning and then you don't have to do it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is laid, that obstacle course is laid out for you. All you got to do is take it. That's it. And so that's the difference. So people that come to me, you know, I ask them because my target audience is to deal with businesses that are on a certain level. So that means you already have to have an audience in order for us to work with you. If you're somebody starting out, I would just say join my group where I give out different ways where you can make passive income. You know, we do a couple of lives a month in that group, just kind of, you know, giving tips and tricks on getting started. We also have a lead magnet where they can, we give them a hit list. It's called my passive income hit list, where they can, in exchange for their email, we will send them that hit list. And there's also ways on there where you can make money immediately by the different ways on the hit list. So I usually give them that. But, again, if it's a type of business where they want to get more in-depth, then, you know, we'll talk about, you know, what they can do in order to make the passive income. I mean, we've had people that become best-selling authors overnight, again, because they already have an audience.
That's right.
So if they know where they need to publish their book or what type of platform, then they can be bestseller authors. So what does that do? That creates more visibility for them as an expert because now they're a best-selling author.
Absolutely.
You know, so those are the different things that we talk about with the business, you know, with the businesses when they approach us on, you know, digital products and different things like that.
Yes, that's awesome. You know, all of the information. Sounds like there's a lot of, you know, great information that is put in the Facebook groups that, you know, whether you're starting out or you've been in business for a while, that would be helpful for really creating that passive stream of income.
Right. And then I just started a new group called Building a Six-Figure Business through Sales Funnels and Passive Income. So that particular group, we're focused strictly on sales funnels and how sales funnels can help bloggers, consultants, you know, people in network marketing, and how sales funnels in particularly can help them for their business because sales funnel can talk for you. Sales funnel can qualify that person for you before you even get on the phone with them. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So you also speak at events. What type of events and topics do you speak about? If you can tell us more about that.
Well, I particularly, my thing is passive income, so I do speak on passive income, but I definitely have a passion about mind elevation, about certain thoughts and believing in yourself and having faith in yourself. And I speak from a generalized point of view. I am Christian. You know, I speak from a generalized point of view for those who, you know, believe in, you know, whoever, whatever, about mind elevation, because believing in yourself is just believing. You know, it's just having faith, and it's very generalized that if you believe in yourself and if you envision things happening, it will come to pass, and that's good or bad. That's good or bad. So, you know, it is very important, you know, to see yourself where you want to be in your business, in your life. And that is something that I definitely like to touch on as well, because I believe it's so important as a business owner that we, you know, we be at a certain level mentally in order, you know, to, you know, be successful.
Absolutely.
And, you know, get to where we want to be. Yeah.
Absolutely. The mindset is so important, so very important. We just don't even, you know, realize, you know, like you mentioned, as far as business owners, you know, whether you're a business owner or, you know, you're working a 9-to-5 job, it's so important to have a, you know, to elevate your mind, as you called it, into believing yourself.
Yes.
So the empowerment quote for today was, "There is no limit to what we as women can accomplish," by Michelle Obama. Can you share with listeners truly what this quote means to you, or what it's really meant to you on your journey that you've been on?
You know what? There is absolutely no limit. Let me just say it again. Because talking about belief and talking about faith, until your faith is put into action, you will never know the extent you can go in your life and in your business. And, you know, a lot of people say, okay, well, I just want to watch and see. But you also have to put your faith into action, because faith without works is dead. It means nothing. So if you don't move and work towards your goals and towards where you want to be in life, then you won't get there. You know, and, you know, and the sky is really the limit. And I tell people, you can do just as much as the next millionaire. You know, God has no respect of a person. He didn't give that person more than he gave you. He gave us all faith as a grain of a mustard seed. And you have to water it so it'll grow. If you don't water it, if you don't take care of it, it won't grow. You could plant a seed, but if you just leave it or forget about it, the seed is going to die. So that's the same thing with your belief. If you continue to believe, you have to work towards that belief and continue to say, I believe. And because I believe, I'm going to do what I need to do to make it happen.
Yes, I think that is so important. You have to water it to grow. You know, oftentimes we think that, you know, that some things are just going to happen automatically, and that we don't have to put, you know, that belief and that action to it. And we truly have to, you know, intertwine both of those things in order to, you know, to have and, you know, really do more, you know, for ourselves.
That's right.
So, yeah, that's you know, that's right on point. Absolutely. So if you can share with the listeners what is coming up on the horizon for you.
Well, I have a couple of things lined up that I'm really excited about. Well, they're not totally lined up, but coming this fall, I want to have a summit where we will have different entrepreneurs from different niches come and speak on mind elevation. That's definitely one of the topics we want to speak on. And, you know, we're going to talk about the aspect of being a business owner and mind elevations. And we're going to have speakers of all, and I'm really, really, really excited about that. It's going to be about a week. And, you know, we're going to invite our audiences, and we're just going to really just have a good time. And we definitely want to bless somebody that needs encouragement, that wants to start a business but don't know how to start a business. And so I'm really, really excited about that. And I have another business owner that wants me to come to her. She's actually having an actual physical type of summit. My summit is going to be online, but hers is going to be, you know, actual live and in person type of summit. And so, you know, I'll be speaking at that as well. So we'll definitely have those flyers and, you know, those different things on our website so that people can definitely get more information on that.
Absolutely. And I just, you know, I want to say thank you so much for sharing your amazing story and journey. I'm definitely looking forward to, you know, hearing more and, you know, learning more about the summit, you know, from your Facebook pages. But if you could share with the listeners on how they could stay connected. I know you mentioned some of your Facebook or some of the social media handles, but if you can share how they can stay connected and support your efforts, that would be great.
Oh, okay. Yes, I would definitely love to have you. My Facebook page is Kimbra, that's Kimbra, 2 A's, Owens. and that is my Facebook page. My business page is Generate Passive Income with Kimbra, and that's on Facebook. And on Instagram, it's Passive Income with Kimbra on Instagram. You can also go to my website. That's www.kimbra.org. And, we can definitely, we would love to speak with you. We would love to assist you. We would love to serve you. And we also have something that's coming up in a couple of weeks. I think I might have mentioned it to you, which is our One Funnel Away Challenge. And basically what that is for those coaches or bloggers or different things that want to learn how you can generate 6 and 7 figures using sales funnels. There is a challenge coming up where they will tell you what to do from day 0 to day 30. And these are challenges that actual 6-figure earners have done to create that. They it's like a class coaching thing. So you watch you go to the coaching, and then you must implement what they tell you to implement. So I am really, really, really excited about that. So if any of your listeners want to join me on the challenge, they can go to www.passiveprofits.com/1 funnel away, and they can join me on that challenge. Yes.
Absolutely. That sounds like a great challenge. I might have to jump in on that challenge myself.
Yes. I think I might have. I don't know if I think I might have told you about it, but I can't remember right now. But, yeah, definitely join me. It starts on the 17th. They have a private group where right now it's about 1,100 people that have joined this challenge. And I just think if there's a small investment of $100, but you get a whole package in the mail, books, you get an MP3 player, you get so many different things with this challenge. Plus you get coaching from the owner of ClickFunnels, and he generated over $300 million in 3 years.
Wow.
So you definitely want to learn from him.
Yes. Absolutely. Yes, I am.
Yes.
And I would, definitely love to be a part of that challenge.
Yes. Yeah. Listen, they have my $100. I'm in there. I am in there.
Yeah, and truthfully, $100 that's not a huge investment. That's a pretty good
not
price.
A lot of money.
Yes.
No, for the value that we're getting, 30 days where they're telling exactly what we need to do. Hey, listen, I can dig it.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely awesome. So it has truly been an honor and a pleasure to have you as a guest on the show.
Thank you
so much for taking the time out of, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to give me the opportunity to interview you.
Thank you, and thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I wish you much success and blessings as you continue on your journey.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for having me. I do hope that this can be a start of a good business relationship.
Absolutely.
And, collaborate, because it's all about networking and you helping me and me helping you.
That's right, and I'm all about that, so I definitely, look forward to, the future with us being able to collaborate together. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Listeners, thank you for tuning in to tonight's show with our special guest, Kimbra Owens. Kimbra shared her amazing journey and story on how important it is to have a passive income and some tips on how businesses can increase their visibility and brand. If you are interested in being a guest on the show, starting your own radio show, or low-cost advertising highlighting your book, business, or event, please email envisionedb@empoweronpurpose.com. Please tune in next week where you will hear an amazing story and journey from another leader, influencer, and motivator. Until next time, be blessed.
Thank you for listening to the EmPower Hour with Jaresha, where Jaresha speaks with leaders, influencers, and motivators who share their journeys in personal and professional growth, empowerment tips, lessons learned, and keys of success that will empower you to be your best self. Follow Jaresha on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Jaresha Moore, and visit EmPowerOnPurpose.com. And remember to be intentional and be empowered, and have a great day on purpose.